Right now, a 20-year-old killed in downtown Madison. New details on the homicide and what police are saying about a suspect. And more than a dozen major shootings across the country over the weekend. A look at the numbers, that's straight ahead.
And we had some rain move into southwestern Wisconsin. Unfortunately, it fizzled as it headed toward Madison. We'll take a look when we can expect our next chance coming up.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Linscheid. Chris Stanford has the day off. I'm used to him reading the second headline, so I sat here.
Nobody even noticed except
looking
you.
around. Oh, happy Monday, everybody. It's going to be a hot one on deck.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those ones where you're going to be trying to stay cool. We're looking at a little bit more humidity later this week. We really haven't had a whole lot of humidity, and unfortunately, that's why we haven't had a whole lot of rain. And a lot of times when you start to get in these drought situations, it kind of feeds upon itself, and it looks like that's what we're going to see this week, unfortunately. The rain that we had in southwestern Wisconsin has now moved up to the north, well away from south central areas of the state. Temperatures are comfortable this morning. 59 right now in Madison, 57 in Janesville, 63 in Lone Rock, Boscobel at 60, 63 in Platteville, and also Mineral Point this morning. It's even going to be warmer this week. Temperatures will continue to creep up day by day, and it looks like it'll be dry right through the week into the first half of the weekend. The best chance of rain will probably come in on Sunday, so it's about a week away. A little bit more humidity. You'll notice that toward the end of the week. Temperatures today, the lower 80s here at the noon hour, headed into the upper 80s later today. There will be an easterly wind around 10 miles per hour. May provide a little bit of relief, but it's going to be a very warm afternoon with some hazy sunshine. Some of the smoke may filter out the sun just a little bit, creating that haze. That's not humidity. That's just that smoke from those wildfires in Canada. Temperatures headed well into the 80s later today. It's going to be a hot week as we're headed through the first few days of summer. We'll take a look at the week's forecast, including that chance of rain for the weekend coming up.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. Breaking news this morning, police in Deerfield are looking for a missing inmate. Thaddeus Bell is missing from the minimum security Thompson Correctional Center in town. There's a picture of him up on your screen right now. Inmates are allowed to leave the center for work relief. It's not clear, though, if that's what happened in this circumstance. Bell's previous charges include battery and armed robbery. If you see him or if you have any information about where he might be, you should call police. In Madison, a 20-year-old man is dead after a shooting downtown over the weekend. It happened early Sunday. Police responding to reports of gunfire on the corner of East Dayton Street and North Blair Street just after 3:30 a.m. Minutes later, police say the victim arrived at the hospital with serious injuries. He did end up dying from them. Officers do not have a suspect in custody yet. They're not clear yet on a motive either.
I believe either this person or someone in this group that was there was the intended target. That's our initial guess. We don't believe this was just like someone showing up on a street and just spraying gunfire.
Police say they received an unusually high number of calls for fights on State Street earlier that night. They're not sure if they were related to this particular shooting. McFarland police say they have a man under arrest for a disturbance in that town. Maybe you heard about this. This happened on Dale Street. A dispatcher telling police someone was seen firing a gun and then leaving the street in a car. Officers were able to find the man. They also found the gun inside his vehicle. He's facing charges of recklessly endangering safety, pointing a firearm at someone, and disorderly conduct. Nationwide, police are investigating more than a dozen shootings across the U.S. over the weekend. 2 mass shootings took place at Juneteenth celebrations, one in Illinois, another in Georgia. Another shooting happened at a musical festival in Washington. Last week, President Biden talked about the need to do more to stop gun violence.
Prayers are fine. They're important. It doesn't happen again, but it's not going to stop it. You have to take action, have to move, have to do something.
Last week, the CDC released a study showing homicides and suicides are now a leading cause of death for young Americans. Experts say access to guns is a contributing factor. On the campaign trail this morning, the 2024 presidential race is heating up. President Biden is out stumping. He's headed to California today. The president is expected to focus on climate initiatives before heading to a closed-door fundraiser in the Bay Area. Meanwhile, overseas, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in China this morning as the two countries try to improve a deteriorating relationship. Tensions heated up last summer when then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan. And then in February, a Chinese spy balloon was shot down over the U.S. Last month, a Chinese warship nearly slammed into an American ship in the Taiwan Strait. And you'll remember this, a Chinese fighter jet in the same area flew so close to a U.S. military plane it created turbulence. The U.S. hoping to open some communication channels here to avoid a military crash. Happening today, a heads up for your morning commute. It is Juneteenth, which means Madison Metro Transit will be operating at a reduced service on this federal holiday. The Metro will operate on a Saturday schedule on routes A through H, along with a handful of others. You can check to see how your commute is impacted over on the City of Madison Metro Transit website. Now, because it's a federal holiday, most businesses and government buildings are closed today. Courthouses and city halls are also closed. The post office shut down too. Mail won't be delivered until tomorrow. Most banks and libraries follow federal holiday schedules. They will also be closed. If you're headed elsewhere, be sure to call ahead to see if that business is open. 6:05, car safety advocates are out with a new warning about a potential risk from electric vehicles. The concern is over the extra weight of bigger batteries inside those cars. Safety advocates worry the extra hundreds and sometimes thousands of pounds could be dangerous to other drivers. What you're looking at here, these are crash tests that show what happens when a car is hit by an SUV that weighs nearly 1,000 pounds more.
You think about an impact in a crash with a lighter vehicle, with a pedestrian, it's going to have a much different outcome. Terribly tragic.
Is there a concern that as people switch to EVs that you see deaths on the roads go up?
Absolutely, it could.
A study finds even a 1,000-pound difference results in a 47% increase in the likelihood that a crash could turn deadly. Well, you might notice buy now, pay later options are nearly everywhere these days, from Amazon to Walmart, even on your phone's apps. But you might be wondering whether they're secure or if there are risks to using them. Our Shane Hogan and Consumer Reports have more.
With just a few clicks on your phone, you can make a big or small purchase with no interest or fees and divide the cost into 4 payments over several weeks or months. Sounds great, which might explain why buy now, pay later apps are growing in popularity. In a recent Consumer Reports survey, 21% of Americans say they have used buy now, pay later at least once. But not surprisingly, there's some important fine print you need to be aware of.
There's questions about these loans' lack of consumer protections. So we tested some of them to see how safe they really are for consumers.
CR analyzed 8 popular buy now, pay later apps for safety, privacy, and transparency. Coming out on top, PayPal, scoring 89 out of 100, earning high marks in fraud protection and offering good security practices. Some other apps leave a lot to be desired. PerPay and Zilch pulled up the rear with scores of 69 and 70, performing poorly in CR's privacy-controlled tests. And there's more.
Our results found some troubling issues, like not all of them clearly disclose loan fees.
To help if you do get hit with hidden fees, CR says to be sure to take screenshots of each loan term page before you hit accept. This could help if you need customer service in the future. Fraud and identity theft are also concerns when using these apps.
You should make it a habit to regularly check your buy now, pay later account for fraudulent charges and to review all transaction and email notifications from your loan provider.
And if you can't pay on time, notify the company ahead of time because you may be able to reschedule a payment. This is Shane Hogan.
Thank you, Shane. If you do run into problems using a buy now, pay later app and working with customer service leads to dead ends, CR recommends contacting the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Well, around the state this morning, a foundation that benefits veterans has a new $5,000 donation thanks to the work of 2 Wisconsin sisters. Kayla Gregory and Ashton Harned are wrapping up a walk across the state for the cause. The 2 were inspired by the loss of a friend. They set forth to ensure no veteran is left behind. They left Fond du Lac on June 11th, ending up in La Crosse just this past weekend. They walked an average of 50,000 steps a day. The sisters say it's all to raise awareness for veteran care and suicide prevention.
Basically what the Ruck March was for was to raise funds for veterans in crisis and their families, a cause near and dear to my heart. I'm the wife of a veteran, and unfortunately I lost a friend about a year ago who was also a veteran that just lost that battle, and I didn't believe people should be losing that battle anymore.
Quite the cause. The 2 finished their walk on Sunday. The sisters set out to raise $3,000. They ended up beating that goal, raising almost $5,000. Congrats to them. 6:09 still ahead on News 3 Now this morning. Americans across the country honor Juneteenth today. We have a look at the history of the federal holiday. Then coming up in sports a little later, the Brewers looking for a sweep of a divisional opponent. We've got the highlights. Stay with us.
Brothers Maine enjoys 4th of July festivities with family, friends, and fabulous kitchen and laundry deals. Our fireworks of savings on GE appliances and free delivery will make you ooh and ah. Feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Ryder Chips. Just taking a break. That window's a bear.
Don't worry. My cousin's got a guy.
Hey, I'm not sure I can help you with the house gas, but I can help you replace this window fast.
Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your summer with 2-for-1 windows and no interest until 2025. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast.
2-for-1 windows won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Frisky's World, the perfect reminder that life's more fun in the deep end.
Yeah, so never stop exploring. Always keep it real.
And do whatever floats your boat, just like we do.
Feed their fantasy.
Friskies.
And now please welcome Anna Montoya.
Hello there, fellow students.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here? There, places no one should go. If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Now get an Explorer and get 0% APR financing for 36 months, $1,000 low APR cash, and $1,000 retail bonus cash. See your dealer.
The Subway series is elevating your favorite sub.
Why mess with the sweet onion teriyaki, Chuck?
Man, this ain't messing. It's perfecting with marinated chicken and double cheese.
Sweet and savory. Kind of like you and me, Chuck.
Bye, Peyton. Try to refresh favorites at Subway today.
When the Murrays discovered Gain scent beads, they fell in love with the irresistible scent. So did their dog, Roger. Gain scent beads keep even the stinkiest stuff smelling fresh.
The Spring Green Art Fair is coming June 24th and 25th to downtown Spring Green. Hundreds of artists from around the nation will be there both days. Don't miss the fun and excitement June 24th and 25th in Spring Green.
News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. Juneteenth marks the day the last enslaved African Americans in the U.S. learned of their emancipation. Today, celebrations are taking place across the country in honor of Juneteenth. But for one woman, the story is personal. CBS's Dania Backus shares her story.
For Dr. Joyce Ritchie, Juneteenth isn't just a holiday. It's part of her family history.
She used to share like the oral history to our family members.
Ritchie's great-grandmother, Rena Terry Watson, was born into slavery in Georgia. Her family has traced their roots through slave trade papers and marriage certificates from the 1800s. There was a profile on her great-grandmother in a local newspaper when she was 110 years old that helped the family connect the dots to Juneteenth.
Her master did not tell his slaves they were free until the Yankees came and made him tell them, she said.
Juneteenth marks the date in 1865 when Union troops arrived in Galveston, Texas to announce all enslaved people were free. It was nearly 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation.
I always recognized it almost as a Texas holiday, to be totally honest with you. And so just to read that history, and I can't tell you how excited I was to see it. I immediately wanted to share it, especially with our younger generation.
And share it, they have. Every couple of years, her extended family gets together for reunions. Hundreds of family members celebrating their rich history and honoring those who paved the way.
She forgave them. If we can kind of learn from that, that would be powerful.
A powerful family history lesson that can apply to all. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Thank you very much, Danya. All right, out to Kelly Slifka now with your first warn weather. A look at the precipitation comparison. Certainly not enough this month, Kelly.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's really been the last couple of months. You go, the first part of the year, we were actually doing pretty well as far as rainfall, but since, well, May and June so far have been just at a monstrous deficit as far as rainfall. Here in the month of June, we have not had an inch. In May, we didn't get an inch of rain for the whole month. So our deficit now since March 1st is over 5.5 inches. So we are really in need of rain. This is obviously the growing season, and we don't have a whole lot in our forecast for the upcoming week, but things will start to change, it looks like, by the end of the weekend. Did have some rain move through southwestern Wisconsin yesterday, and now it's moved up to the north up there toward Wisconsin Rapids, and actually had some pretty good totals. They banded some pretty good rains. As you can see, those purples coming in out of Iowa, southeastern Minnesota toward La Crosse, picking up about 2 inches of rain, and even parts of Crawford County, northern Grant County picking up over an inch of rain. Down in Iowa County, you saw some spotty amounts, upwards of a half of an inch of rain. Same goes for Grant County, seeing some pockets of some pretty good rains. But as it headed toward Dane County, the Madison area, everything kind of fizzled. Hope for some rain, it looks like, going into next week. It looks like the weather pattern is finally going to shift a little bit, at least giving us opportunities of seeing some rain. But we'll have to wait until the end of the weekend going into next week. Meantime, it's going to be heating up today as we head into the upper 80s this afternoon. We'll have a east wind providing a little bit of a breeze up to around 10 miles per hour. Not a whole lot of humidity yet today. Why can't we get rain? Well, it's basically, this has been the ongoing situation the last couple of months. We've had this slow-moving storm system over the southeastern United States, and as these systems come in from the west across the northern tier, they get stuck over the plains and really just kind of weaken. That's why we can't get any of that rain here in the upper Mississippi Valley and much of the Great Lakes region. We tried to get some of that here yesterday. Obviously, that fizzled as it headed toward Madison. Right now, all that rain is in northern parts of the state. They need it there as well. Looks like it's going to remain dry right through Saturday. Hazy sunshine. Some of the smoke from the wildfires still creating a little bit of a milkish white. Temperatures in the upper 80s this week. 59 right now in Madison. Janesville down to 57. Juneau at 62. 63 right now in Mineral Point. 60 in Middleton. 61 in Sun Prairie. 61 also in Stoughton. So a nice start to the morning. But with the dry conditions, the temperatures will heat up quickly. Low 80s here by the noon hour. Upper 80s later today with that east wind up there at 10 miles an hour. First warm forecast continues to nudge these temperatures up a degree or so each day. Upper 80s getting close to 90. A little bit more humidity as we start summer on Wednesday. That humidity will hopefully lead to some showers and thunderstorms. It looks like we'll have to hold off until Saturday night, Sunday, and Monday of next week.
Beer, baseball, and Brewers. Is there a more American way to spend a Father's Day? Well, maybe a series sweep over your division foe. Brewers, Pirates, and Reds knotted at the top of the NL Central. Brewers looking for some breathing room. This one looked grim throughout, but then an electric eighth inning evaporated a Pittsburgh lead. 2-1 Pirates with 2 on, and William Contreras laces one through the right side. That would bring home Andrew Monasterio to tie the game. Later in the inning, Raimel Tapia, with the bases juiced, missiled the straightaway center. Plenty deep for a sacrifice fly. It would give Milwaukee the lead. They'd hold on and come from behind with a 5-2 win, securing the series sweep for the first place Brew Crew. To the Duck Pond, a high-scoring Mallards matinee on Father's Day. 3-0 Growlers in the first. Isaiah Jackson with 3 ducks on the pond and a laser down the first base line. That would bring home a pair. 3-2, Kalamazoo the score. Told you this was a high-scoring one. Mallards lead 8-7 in the 7th, and Ryan Sprock will touch them all. The 2-run blast is his first of the year, propels Madison to the series sweep with the 10-7 win. Let's burn some rubber. NTT IndyCar Series up in Elkhart Lake. Badger Hockey National Champions Shayla Edwards and Marion Picard were special guests at the race. Pick things up on the final lap because this one was all Alex Palou. He'd finished the 220.5-mile race in 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 4 seconds. Makes it for back-to-back wins on the circuit. And for Palou, it's 3 of his last 4. That's your Monday morning sports fix. Have a fantastic day.
Andrew, thank you very much. 6:19, still ahead, a brand new U.S. Open champion. Reaction from his big win is still ahead. But before that, as we head to break, a look at gas prices this morning. You're going to pay just about $3.42 here in Dane County. Across the state, $3.52. We'll be right back.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
Get over 50% off on this sofa chaise right now at the 4th of July blowout at Slumberland Furniture. Up to 60% off list throughout the store and up to 70% off on clearance items. The 4th of July blowout at Slumberland Furniture.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
My mom says that Breyers is made with real milk. I think I can hear them mooing.
Breyers Natural Vanilla is made with 100% grade A milk and cream and only sustainably farmed vanilla. Better starts with Breyers.
You've evolved. You've changed. So have we. That's why new Dove Body Wash now has 24-hour renewing micro moisture for continuous care. New Dove Body Wash. Change is beautiful.
Milk with your cereal with Fairlife. It's more like cereal with your ultra-filtered milk with a creamy taste plus 50% more protein, 50% less sugar. Turn nutrition into nutrition. Fairlife ultra-filtered milk.
The garage door is America's new front door. So why not look at it in a whole new way? Let Precision's experienced designers come to you. Let us show you the difference a new Precision garage door can make.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
At Lawton Cates, we're all about comebacks. Whether it's helping you recover after an accident or return to the job following an injury, we fight the odds and the insurance company for our clients every day. Your life counts. Lawton Cates.
Arby's showed us a great weight when crafting its deluxe Wagyu Steakhouse burger. And with great weight comes great responsibility to make irresponsibly huge burgers. Arby's, we have the meat.
Hey, it's your dry skin. Every day we lose ceramides I need to seal in moisture. CeraVe delivers 3 essential ceramides to help restore my barrier so I can lock in moisture, feel hydrated, and look healthy. CeraVe Facial Moisturizing Lotions.
Freaking roots. Did someone say roots?
Magic Root Cover-Up by L'Oreal Paris.
I can cover your grays in 3, 2, 1. Yes. It's magic.
Magic Root Cover-Up by L'Oreal Paris.
We're worth it.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
Incredible deal on this Sealy Queen mattress for just $3.99 at the 4th of July mattress blowout at Slumberland Furniture. Plus, Sealy mattresses starting as low as $129. Up to 60% off list. What a sale.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at Rick's morning. Well, bunny rabbit hopping along the trail. Plenty of these in my yard. Not a lot for them to eat right now.
I saw them out on the patio just a minute ago.
You did?
That, a squirrel, and a robin. I don't know what their conversation was, but I tell you what, they got something going on back there.
It's like the most Wisconsin joke. A squirrel, a robin, and
like
a rabbit walk into a bar. Rick, thanks for the picture. We appreciate it. Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning when you post your pictures. We'd love to share them right here on the show. Hey, we have a new U.S. Open champ this morning, Wyndham Clark, the man, this weekend in Los Angeles. Last year, Clark was 293rd in the world. That was his rank. Now he's a U.S. Open champion. This is his first ever major win. He finished at 10 under, beating out Rory McIlroy by a single stroke. The tournament was held at the Los Angeles Country Club. That's one of the most exclusive courses in the country. No cell phones allowed, absolutely no social media allowed at the club either. Sign me up. Good for him, from 293 to first.
Yeah, you think about it, I guess you got to start somewhere. So, but in 1 year's time, yeah, that's like change your life overnight.
Look at his face. That's so exciting. Good for him. Wow. That gives me hope. I'm an awful golf player, just awful.
I don't even try, so.
Such a hacker. Oh, it is brutal. Hey, Kelly, give us a look at the first warm weather for today.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be kind of another warm day. You know, we just kind of stuck in this weather pattern. We had that hope for some rain yesterday. Skies got a little bit dark later in the afternoon, but really no rain here in Madison. But we do have some high thin clouds that are filtering out the sun this morning, and those clouds will be on the way out as we are expecting hazy sunshine throughout the day today. So 59 right now in Madison, 57 in Janesville, Juneau at 62, low 60s in Lone Rock and Mineral Point, 63 in Platteville. The Del's at 65, so a mild start to the morning. As mentioned, those clouds will be moving on out fairly quickly. The sun will be heating us up into the lower 80s already at the noon hour. So one of those days, just try to stay cool, maybe head to the pool, the lake, maybe sit in the AC if you've got that going. We do have that east wind that'll be up at around 10 miles an hour. May provide a little bit of relief if you're in the shade. Upper 80s today, tomorrow, back in the upper 80s, hazy sunshine. A little bit more humidity as we go into a Wednesday, first day of summer, obviously the longest day of the year. As we will look at upper 80s, that humidity will make it feel a little bit hotter, maybe feeling like the low 90s later this week. So definitely some pool and lake weather. Temperature still in the upper 80s this weekend. That chance of rain, best chances look like Sunday. That'll continue into Monday. And then we do cool down a little bit next week. We are talking about a little bit of a weather shift pattern going into next week. That'll hopefully give us better chances of some rain. Okay. And we'll talk more about that coming up in about 15 minutes. So hope on the horizon. We just have to get through this week of dry weather. Looks like better chance of rain going into next week.
You think the drought will be upgraded? I know we're in moderate right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if we aren't upgraded to maybe a high drought coming this week. That'll come out on Thursday.
My husband loves it. It means he doesn't have to mow the lawn.
I don't like walking on that
it is crispy
lawn
out there. We need it. Kelly, thank you. Stay with us, folks. More local news right after the break.
News 3 Now First Warm Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
We're busy. I get it. So Stanton Optical works with your schedule. Buy online, pick up in store same day, and get a free fitting. I mean, look at my to-do list. Same day eye exam, same day glasses. 2 pairs plus eye exam for only $79.
Hi, it's Preston from Window World, your locally owned and nationally known remodeler. Experience customer care and appreciation like you deserve with a family-owned small business located right here in Madison. Let us prove to you that quality and comfort are affordable with a house full of windows starting at $4,800. For the best windows, the best install, and the best price, call Window World today.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get a $5,750 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
You know that feeling of having to rewash dishes that didn't get clean? I don't.
New Cascade Platinum Plus with double the Dawn grease fighting power and double the scrubbing power for a no rewash clean and a cabinet ready shine. Upgrade to new Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
Want a smarter way to mop? Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop. An all-in-one cleaning tool with hundreds of scrubbing strips that absorb and lock dirt away for a mop and bucket clean in half the time. Mop smarter with the new Swiffer Power Mop.
With a cool fan from Madison Lighting, turn off the air conditioning and open the windows. These ceiling fans will keep you comfy and save so much energy. Fans are on sale with experts to help you choose the right one. Madison Lighting on Watts Road.
Don't wait until the weekend to enjoy a thick charbroiled steak made to your liking. Make a weeknight steak night at High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. Well worth the short drive to Ridgeway. At Foster Funeral and Cremation Services, we honor legacies. Let us take care of the arrangement so you can focus on saying goodbye. Veteran-owned and operated.
Experience exceptional care and affordable service with Foster Funeral and Cremation Services.
Welcome to Too Good to Guess. Can you guess how much 2 pairs of progressives, a free eye exam, and anti-glare lens upgrade will cost at Stanton Optical? Only $135? Wow, a deal so good, every customer wins. Book your eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
Right now, video of a camper fire on the interstate over the weekend, how it started.
Routinely uses excessive force, often when no force is necessary.
Plus, federal findings of discrimination within the Minneapolis Police Department, what the DOJ is accusing the force of doing. And let's give you your first look outside this morning. A nice sunny Monday on tap. We are cranking up the heat across southern Wisconsin, though, this week, Kelly.
Yeah, it's a nice start to the morning, but it's going to heat up fairly quickly. We had some hope for some rain and not much here in southern Wisconsin. Now all that up to our north. Temperatures continue to climb this week. We'll take a look at that chance of rain later in the weekend coming up.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide. Chris Stanford has the day off. Kelly Slifka, talking about a hot week on tap. We're going to see some humidity return toward the back end of the week.
Yeah, the first official day of summer, astronomically, is on Wednesday. It's definitely going to feel like it this week. And now we had some rain that moved through southwestern Wisconsin. Actually, La Crosse had some pretty good rains yesterday and overnight. Now that's all up to our north, and we're left high and dry. That rain just could not move into the Madison area. 59 right now in Madison, 57 in Janesville, a little milder in the Dalles, 65, 63 currently in Lone Rock, Boscobel at 61 degrees. Even warmer weather this week. We've got the dry atmosphere in place, and it looks like it'll remain dry right into the upcoming weekend. Looks like things will start to shift a little bit toward the end of the weekend into early next week. And we're looking at a little bit more humidity as we close out the week. We haven't really talked about heat indices yet because we haven't had a whole lot of humidity. That will probably be the case, though, later this week going into the upcoming weekend. Meantime, low 80s early this afternoon, topping out in the upper 80s today. East winds around 10 miles per hour. A lot of sunshine, though. Hazy sunshine with some of the smoke from those wildfires expected. A nice start to the morning with the calm winds. Temperatures in the lower 80s already at the noon hour. We'll talk about the summer heat coming up in about 15 minutes.
Kelly, thank you very much. We're following breaking news this morning. Police in Deerfield are looking for a missing inmate. Thaddeus Bell is missing from the minimum security Thompson Correctional Center in town. There's a picture of him up on your screen right now. Inmates are allowed to leave the center for work release. It's not clear if that's what happened in this circumstance. Bell's previous charges include battery and armed robbery. If you see him or if you might have any information about where he is, you should call police. This is, of course, breaking news overnight. We'll keep you updated on any new details to this story. You can get those real-time updates over on our News 3 Now news app. Developing this morning, Madison police say they have a man under arrest after a woman reported waking up to being sexually assaulted in her apartment. The 20-year-old girl lives just off of the UW campus on Spring Street. It happened around 3 in the morning on Sunday. She says she had no idea who the man was. She was able to call 911. The man ran off. He was found, arrested. He's since been booked into the Dane County Jail. Police in Portage say a Saturday afternoon crash has now turned fatal. It happened on East Albert Street around 3:30 in the afternoon Saturday. Officers say an SUV and a truck collided. First responders took the driver of the SUV to the hospital. That driver died Sunday morning. 3 people in the pickup truck were not injured. Police think speed and alcohol were involved in the crash. And watch this. Viewer video of a camper crash that ended in a massive fire over the weekend. This is just west of Lake Mills along I-94 yesterday. Maybe you saw this if you're traveling to or from Madison. The eastbound left lane was blocked at the Highway 73 ramp, but has since reopened. No injuries, fortunately, were reported there. 6:33. Today is June 19th, also known as Juneteenth National Independence Day. It's a federal holiday in the U.S. that celebrates the emancipation of enslaved people. On this day in 1865, 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was issued, the document on your screen here was signed. It was an order by Major General Gordon Granger proclaiming freedom for enslaved people in Texas, the last to be notified. President Biden first recognized today as a federal holiday 2 years ago in 2021. Now, because it's a holiday, most federal businesses and government buildings will be closed. Courthouses and city halls fall under that list. The post office closed as well. Mail won't be delivered until tomorrow. Most banks and libraries also follow federal holiday schedules. They will also be closed. New information. A report from the Department of Justice accuses Minneapolis police of a pattern of discrimination and abuse against racial minorities.
We found that the Minneapolis Police Department routinely uses excessive force, often when no force is necessary.
The investigation was launched in the aftermath of the murder of George Floyd. The report took a look at 19 police shootings in the last 6 years. It found that officers often shot at people without first determining whether there was an immediate threat. The 92-page report accuses both the city and the police department of depriving people of their constitutional and federal rights. It specifically says police systematically discriminate against Black and Native American people, along with people with behavioral health disabilities. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry acknowledging the work ahead. He said in a statement, quote, "We understand change is non-negotiable. We haven't let up in the 3 years since the murder of George Floyd." Back in Wisconsin, a live look now in La Crosse. The sun coming up there, where Wisconsin Republicans are headed home after their state convention over the weekend. The talk of the town, Republicans' 2024 election plan after suffering several election losses in recent years. President Biden and Senator Tammy Baldwin at the forefront of those talks. Baldwin is wrapping up her third term. Republicans hoping there's an opportunity to flip her seat. They're eyeing Representative Tom Tiffany as a potential contender.
You know, certainly considering it at this point. I would expect in probably the next month and a half we'll make a decision.
A WISC politics poll of those convention goers shows Congressman Tiffany is the most favored candidate to run against Senator Baldwin. Former Milwaukee Sheriff David Clark coming in second. Republicans also strategizing on the race for the White House here in Wisconsin. Right now, President Trump is the clear frontrunner across the state. That same poll shows Trump leading Florida Governor Ron DeSantis by 18 points here. Continuing coverage around the Midwest and really the country now. We've been in short supply of rain. Kelly's been giving you the first warn on that for weeks now. Those hardest hit are farmers. Around Madison, rain isn't expected in the forecast for another week. In Minnesota, farmers also struggling. Mike Konzemius lives in Dakota County, one of the largest counties in the country for growing peas. They have a short growth season in the spring, and since we've only gotten about a quarter inch of rain, it's been the driest month-long stretch on record.
Time will tell how we end up with the crop this year, but obviously we don't like the smoke. An inch a week would be great. Our corn is getting to the point now that the corn needs it too, and so yeah, we could use about an inch a week. It'd be nice.
Now, he says once the harvest is complete this year, he'll switch from peas to string beans. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor that was released last Thursday, nearly half of Wisconsin is now upgraded to a moderate drought, mainly in the southern region of the state. Kelly thinks it might continue to be upgraded later this week. You heard that farmer say the smoke from Canadian wildfires, also a problem here. It's contributing to less sunlight for crops. It's 6:37 on your Monday. Coming up after the break, a major drug shortage, which medications are in short supply, and what Congress is going to do about it.
And it is a nice mild start to our Monday morning. We are heating up this week. We'll have the first warm forecast coming up.
This Monday, one day only, earn a 40-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60 you spend. That's a 40-cent fuel saver for every $60. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Now get Edge or Escape with 0% APR financing for 36 months. Only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Lean back and enjoy the summer savings at the Century House. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless seating. The more you spend, the more you can save instantly. So furnish an entire room with the most comfortable seating in the world and watch the savings add up. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Post says the key is under the Bisanguita cactus.
When you want to easily unlock your vacation.
Really helpful.
It matters where you stay. True by Hilton. Hilton for
for the stay. You've evolved. You've changed. So have we. That's why new Dove Body Wash now has 24-hour renewing micro moisture for continuous care. New Dove Body Wash. Change is beautiful.
At Papa Murphy's, we do more than just pizza. We do calzones.
Actually, I do the calzones.
And how do you do it, Dad?
How do I do it? How do I do it?
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Very loud. It sounds like a bull running through a china shop. I don't know what else to say.
People don't realize how nice a door can run until they get it serviced. It's whisper quiet. Your neighbors will thank you.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust. This Monday, one day only, earn a 40-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60 you spend. That's a 40-cent fuel saver for every $60. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Like that bomb went off.
I'm on the scene of an explosion.
By the next morning, it had gone out of my account. Scammers have new tricks up their sleeve all the time.
I'm terrified to see his name again next to another little girl's name because nobody listens.
I'm feeling stressed looking over your shoulder.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. Senator Chuck Schumer says Congress needs to take action over the lack of medications that are available right now. The senator is warning of a major generic drug shortage and maybe worse, a cancer drug shortage. Shortages are up 30% compared to last year. Nearly 300 drugs that treat anything from asthma to cancer are in short supply. The Senate Majority Leader calls the situation intolerable.
We're on the verge of a crisis. We have to do something about it. I'm going to do everything I can to address this problem.
Senator Schumer says he's calling on the FDA to activate a plan to limit the worst shortages right now. He also wants Congress to pass bills to fix the problem. This comes just a few days after the drug manufacturer Pfizer alerted doctors to a penicillin shortage. That's expected to start at the end of this month. Food scientists overseas are producing a flour from a species of pea, which they say could be instrumental in fighting obesity and type 2 diabetes. Obesity is associated with diabetes, heart and bowel diseases, even some breast cancers. Despite health education programs over the years, the number of people with these chronic diseases continues to soar.
So the idea behind is to use the flour, the pea flour, as a key ingredient and incorporate it into commonly consumed foods and improve the composition of commonly consumed foods, therefore improving health throughout life.
Scientists from Imperial College in London will be showing off the pea flour at a science fair in that city this summer. 6:42, Kelly Slifka is outside with your first warn weather, a hot day on tap.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to continue to heat up going throughout this week. And of course, the first official day of summer, at least astronomically, is on Wednesday and definitely going to feel like it. We really need some rain. We had some rain knocking on the door here in Madison yesterday evening, but it fizzled. Now all we can find on radar is up near Wausau, moving away. Parts of southwestern Wisconsin, especially as you get toward La Crosse along the Mississippi River, you can see that band of purple indicating 2 inches plus of some much needed rain there. But a lot of this as it moved into south central Wisconsin fizzled, but Lafayette County picking up over an inch, at least in some areas up into Iowa County. Saw some patches of rain up toward Richland Center, and obviously over into Crawford and Grant County saw some pockets of some decent rains, but it's really not going to help our drought here in south central areas of the state. We continue under the moderate drought, and this will continue to get worse as we go throughout the week because we're really not expecting any kind of rain until probably going into the weekend. And that's when we're going to see a shift in our weather pattern. Later in the weekend into early next week, it looks finally that we will see that shift, and that'll give us better opportunities of some rain. Meantime, temperatures today in the upper 80s. You're going to notice that heat today with the east wind at 10 miles per hour, providing a little bit of relief. Storm system just kind of stuck across the southeast, and that's actually acting like a roadblock and not allowing these storm systems that are moving into the west moving into the upper Mississippi Valley, and that's why we tried to get some rain here, but With the air subsiding underneath that area of high pressure, we just could not get that rain moving in. And it looks like we'll have to wait until the upcoming weekend to get some of that rain. Looks like the dry conditions are going to continue through the week into Saturday. Hazy sunshine, highs in the upper 80s. We're going to notch up the temperature day by day, getting close to 90 toward the end of the week. And I'm sure some folks will see 90 before the week is done with. Not bad this morning, fairly comfortable, 59 in Madison, 57 in Janesville, 63 in Lone Rock. The Dells at 65 degrees across Dane County, 61 in Stoughton, or 62 in Stoughton, 61 in Oregon. Hazy sunshine today, upper 70s and low 80s here at the noon hour. Should be topping out in the upper 80s today with hazy sunshine. And the first morning forecast keeps it dry, heating up. First day of summer on Wednesday. Going to feel like it toward the end of the week as the humidity comes up. Hopefully we get some rain in here. It looks like the better chances will come in Sunday into Monday. Cooling down a little bit, at least temporarily, Tuesday and Wednesday of next week.
Yep, could use that rain. Kelly, thank you very much. More local news now. Officers in Sauk County are entering the second week of searching for 13-year-old James Yablonsky. They're shifting their focus after finding evidence of a second campsite and multiple items like socks and food. He went missing last Sunday, taking his family car and then abandoning it near Devil's Lake. New information from his classmates and family suggests he might be testing out his survival skills. The Sauk County Sheriff's Office is asking people not to join the search since there is a gun missing from the family home. They're instead asking that you report any information you might have. If you see something, give a call to Sauk County Dispatch. Across the country this weekend, a chaotic and deadly Juneteenth holiday weekend following multiple mass shootings. Right now, police in a Chicago suburb are investigating a shooting that killed one person and injured at least 20 others. Police in St. Louis and Central Washington State are investigating their own shootings. Shelley Malashi has the latest on those investigations.
We were all just out, and next thing you know, shots just got going off, and everybody ran, and it was chaos.
A Juneteenth celebration turns into chaos in Willowbrook, Illinois, early Sunday morning when multiple people were shot. The shooting took place in a parking lot, according to witnesses. At least 12 ambulances were on scene to treat the victims.
All I could do is check on my friends and want to see if everything was okay.
Right now, police are investigating a motive. In Washington State, day 2 of the Beyond Wonderland Electronic Dance Music Festival in Grant County had to be canceled Sunday following a mass shooting overnight. 2 people were killed and 3 others injured, including the shooter, who is now in custody.
We don't know what the motives were, what the intentions were of the shooter, and we'll have to wait and see if we can find that information out later on.
Meanwhile, in St. Louis, Missouri, police are investigating a shooting that left 1 juvenile dead and 9 others injured. It happened around 1 a.m. Sunday morning at a large gathering inside this building on the 5th floor.
A 17-year-old female was possibly trampled coming down the stairs, running from the scene, and has serious injuries to her spine.
The victim's age ranged from 15 to 19 years old, and police are investigating who was responsible for the gathering.
The Gun Violence Archive counts 310 mass shootings in the U.S. so far this year. It's just about 6:47 on your Monday. Coming up in the morning sprint, details on a police shooting out of Vernon County this morning. That and all of your local news headlines straight ahead. But first, we want to say happy birthday to twins, Quincy and Quinton, there we go. And all the kids turning 3 today. We hope you guys have a great birthday. Thanks for celebrating with News 3 Now this morning. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Watch News 3 Now at 5 with Eric, Susan, and Gary. Weeknights.
At Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Frisky's World, the perfect reminder that life's more fun in the deep end.
Yeah, so never stop exploring. Always keep it real.
And do whatever floats your boat, just like we do.
Feed their fantasy.
Friskies.
The Subway series.
It's the perfect menu lineup. Just give us a number, we got the rest.
Number 3.
The Monster.
6.
It's the Boss.
15.
Titan Turkey.
Number 1.
The Philly. Oh, yeah, you probably don't want that one. Look, I'm not in charge of naming the subs.
Get 11% off everything at Menards. Clean your walkways, siding, and more with Snapper pressure washers. Take them anywhere and get the job done. This 3,200 PSI pressure washer is $369.99 after rebate. Get backup power when you need it with the Generac Standby Generator. It automatically starts within seconds of sensing power loss to protect your home and family during a power outage. Save more than $675 on this home standby generator after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
JC tried Game Flings for the first time the other day and forgot where she was. You can always spot a first-timer. Game Flings with Oxy Boost and Febreze.
Strawberries, blueberries, and the cherry on top. Fairlife, with 50% more protein, 50% less sugar, and a creamy taste, turns scrumptious into scrumptious. Fairlife, ultra-filtered milk.
This 4th, we're throwing a 4 for the 4th celebration with lots of top-rated 4s to shop. Like 4 power recline sofas, only $7.99 each. That's a lot of power for the price. Flaunt your style with my two-tone Sonoma sofa. Relax to the max on Trevor. Keep it classy and comfy with Forte. Or power up your recharge with Rogue. Now that's bringing power to the people. With financing options to fit your budget. You guessed it, 4 plans to choose from. Join the 4 for the 4th celebration at Bob's. It's gonna be lit.
Stanley Steamer loves Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Paul Ashik, local owner of Stanley Steamer here in Madison. We've been proudly cleaning your homes and businesses for over 30 years and will continue to keep your carpet, upholstery, area rugs, hard floors, and air ducts clean for many more. We strive to provide the best quality in both the services we provide and the equipment we use. That's why you've trusted us to keep Madison and southwestern Wisconsin homes cleaner, healthier, and more beautiful place to live. Call and book a cleaning today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
When you download the Pick and Save app, you have easy access to savings every day and get personalized coupons sent straight to your phone. Save big today when you download the Pick and Save app. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Mallards baseball, Friday night. Come for the game, stay for the fireworks.
Welcome back at 6:51, time for the morning sprint. A 20-year-old man is dead after a shooting in downtown Madison. It happened early Sunday. Police responded to reports of gunfire on the corner of East Dayton Street and North Blair Street just after 3:30 a.m. Police say minutes later, the victim arrived at the hospital with serious injuries. He ended up dying from them. No arrests have been made. Police don't know the motive yet either. Wisconsin's Division of Criminal Investigation is getting involved in Vernon County, where an officer shot and killed a man during a traffic stop. Police say a person drove off from the stop with a deputy hanging off the side of the vehicle. The officers fired their gun and hit the driver, who was pronounced dead at the scene. Police in La Crosse say one person is in custody, at least 6 injured in a drive-by shooting downtown early Saturday morning. Police say a 31-year-old man was arrested on 6 counts of attempted homicide in the case. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is investigating a home invasion that happened early Saturday morning in Middleton. Here's a map of exactly where it was, a home on Silver Bell Road. It happened just after 5 in the morning. Homeowners woke up to find somebody in their garage. They got in by using a garage door opener that was left in an outdoor vehicle. The burglar tried to get into the house, but the owner was able to stop them. The burglar did end up stealing a purse and a set of keys. Madison Metro is operating at reduced service today due to the Juneteenth holiday. Heads up here for your commute. The Metro will operate on a Saturday schedule on routes A through H, along with a handful of others. You can head to the Metro Transit website to see how your commute might be impacted. Police in Pennsylvania say 2 state troopers were attacked in what officials are calling a cat and mouse game on Saturday. One trooper was killed in the encounter, the other left in critical condition. The suspect got out of their vehicle in a parking lot, firing several rounds from a long rifle into marked patrol cars. The second trooper was ambushed at another location. That officer was killed. This week, the president heads to California as his re-election efforts take on a new urgency. President Biden will announce a more than $600 million investment to combat the climate crisis during his West Coast swing. He'll also attend a few fundraisers while there. Overseas, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing today. It's the second day of a high-stakes visit aimed at easing the spiraling tensions between the world's 2 largest economies. Blinken is the highest-ranking U.S. official to visit China since President Biden took office. They'll be talking about Taiwan, human rights, Chinese military aggression, and Russia's war in Ukraine. The Federal Agriculture Department is investigating a possible data breach related to a broader hack of U.S. government agencies. The department says the breach apparently involves a contractor. It impacts a small number of workers. They suspect Russian cyber criminals are to blame here. The Office of Personnel Management and 2 other organizations within the Department of Energy were also apparently targeted. Germany is agreeing to pay $1.4 billion to Holocaust survivors worldwide. The money would go toward home care services, symbolic payments, and making sure every survivor's needs are met. Even with the declining population of survivors, advocates say the funding is necessary to continue providing justice. In Africa, thousands of people displaced by the violence in Sudan are reaching other countries this morning. The International Organization for Migration is on the ground to support the refugees. Fighting across Sudan between 2 rival military factions is entering its 3rd month. More than 1.7 million people in that country have been forced from their homes. Staying overseas, an attack on Vienna's annual Pride Parade was thwarted after 3 suspects with links to Islamic extremism were arrested. The 3, aged 14, 17, and 20, had allegedly become radicalized online and developed views sympathetic to ISIS. Authorities discovered their plans to attack the parade and were able to stop them. The annual Rainbow Parade is part of Vienna's largest LGBTQ event. Around 300,000 people attended this year. This is a pretty cool story. Scientists in Chile discovering the remains of a new species of duck-billed dinosaurs. You're taking a look at some renderings of the creature. The investigation started almost a decade ago after an expedition of the Chilean Antarctic Institute discovered fragments of bones at the bottom of a hillside in a river valley. Pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty wild stuff. Here we are waking up to some nice conditions this morning. We do have a little bit of a cloud cover this morning, but that's even on the way out. The sun way up there in the sky already at this early hour. We are looking at quite a bit of sunshine for today. 62 right now in Madison, climbed a few degrees now over the last hour. 63 in Janesville. Temperatures climbing quickly with the sun's departing, the clouds departing. A lot of sunshine this afternoon. Low 80s at the noon hour, should be topping out in the upper 80s later today. East winds around 10 miles per hour. Looking at upper 80s today, hazy sunshine due to the smoke of the wildfires. That'll be around today and also tomorrow. Upper 80s will notch those numbers up a degree or so later in the week as summer officially arrives on Wednesday. Chance of rain hold off until Saturday night and Sunday, and at least we do have that chance by the end of the weekend into early next week.
Okay, Kelly, thank you very much. Stay with us, folks. Another news and weather update coming up in about half an hour.